6:30, call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum present. Any other? We just need to go through the agenda, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first is going to be the invocation by myself, and then pledges. Mayor Pro Tem Daniels. Then we're down to item number 1, continued public hearing.
Yes, we received another request to continue this, Mayor and Council, to January the 8th. We are hoping that will be the last request to continue.
Okay. Now we're down to consent agenda. Item 1.
This is our normal supplemental appropriation
Excuse me,
for
Adam.
prior year encumbrances.
Am I missing something?
One is the public hearing.
Okay. And then we're down to item 2, the minutes.
Oh,
And then number 3.
what I just said. Got ahead of myself.
Item 4.
So this change is really something that we're looking at in relation to the Louisville Way, our new program. And this retitles the Spot Award from the Spot Award to the Way Award. It also makes fire and police eligible to receive this. Many, many years ago, we decided they shouldn't be eligible because they got certification pay. But as we've worked through this whole process, we think that that's really not in line with our new value statement, and so we are revising that.
Do we have any questions so far? Yeah. Item 6. Item 7. Item 8. Item 9.
I have just clarification
Jay
on
will
8.
have to abstain from this.
On 8 and 9, if I understand it right, 8 is just to
Acknowledge.
acknowledge the request
That's correct.
from me. Okay,
That is correct.
okay.
So we'll have to pull 8 off
Off consent, waste management.
And maybe.
Okay. Item 9. Same thing on that one. Item 10.
The long-awaited 40 miles per hour on Valley Ridge.
Make a lot of people happy.
Yes, lots of people will be very happy.
What happens if I move to make it 45? Just saying.
Just saying. I'm looking at the chief.
Y'all make the rules on it.
You're already dropping 50. So it's not a no. Okay, we're good.
I'm good for a second on there.
Okay, item 11.
On item 11, this is a change I would like Wayne to take a few minutes and explain. Where is Wayne?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The change we're asking for this evening, over the last several months, as I go through certain things, we were having concerns. We have contractors doing work without permits, contractors doing work and then not fulfilling a permit, doing work, not finishing it all the way through, whatever the case may be. And I went back and we started going through the ordinances and discovered that we didn't have any recourse for contractors. We didn't have any ability to hold their registration or prevent them from pulling permits moving forward. This will allow us the ability to do so. It addresses general contractors of various types of contractors. I also had a question regarding plumbing and electrical contractors. They're still required to register. The only difference for those particular registrations is that the state does not allow us to charge them a fee to register. They still have to register. So I wanted to made sure everyone understood that and that was clear. One of the things going back is contractors starting work without a permit. They start the work, what we're left with is having to go back and make sure everything's done correctly, which actually takes substantially longer than if we had the time to review and vet the project ahead of time. But we don't have any recourse for that contractor. We can't prevent them from doing additional work. There's no incentive for them to say, hey, I better do it right the next time. Another instance would be we had a contractor performing work on private property. They then in turn did some damage to some public property. We worked with them, we went through the process. It took an extensive amount of time. Again, we had no recourse to prevent them holding their registration and preventing them from being able to pull any additional permits within the city, and that's where we're at this evening.
Why, and this is in line with what most cities in the Metroplex do.
Most cities in the Metroplex as well as the rest of the country, yes.
That's our next question. If we approve this.
Yes, sir.
I would like to see, maybe as a report, what the average length of time it is for projects to get approved. Because I know one of the, in the backup material was talking about this was either removed or changed because it was hoping to accelerate timelines. So what are the timelines? I have no idea. So I'd be curious to see what those are at the end of the year, just to see.
On getting registration or the actual?
On projects, if this adds time to a project, how much is it adding to a project in town?
Okay.
Just curious.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure exactly, I want to make sure I get the data he needs. So they're going to register separately from getting a permit.
Yeah, registration
So
occurs.
I don't know if I can get that
So
data for
if
you.
it's not gonna impact, does it impact the project timeline at all?
I would safely say that it speeds it up because we're not having to verify each time a permit is pulled. We
Okay.
do that verification once a year when they're due for registration, and then the system will identify immediately whether they're registered or not. If they're registered, we can process the permit.
So the only time added is the time to pull the initial registration?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. Now,
I
would
think
we
they can
check
do-
with other towns, or how would we determine if they, does anybody who applies gets, or would there be a vetting of some sort?
Currently, right now, we register contractors, but there is nothing in our ordinances that say we can fine them, we can hold their registration, we can remove them from the list, et cetera. If they register with us, their name is on a list, and that's the list we have to provide.
If they came to us and registered, would there be a vetting process where we maybe reach out to Carrollton and see if these guys were on their list or had been kicked off?
That
the
we
list?
don't have, and to further answer that, that isn't something a city typically does as far as,
It'd be an experience we have with them within our own city limits.
yes, sir.
Sure.
And to add on that is to ensure that they're licensed, so they provide their license to us, and that they provide the requisite insurance.
Insurance.
I'm just thinking back to a particular contractor that we happened to have dealt with, and other people, if they had talked to us about the experience.
Understand.
Okay. Enough said. Then doesn't sound like I need, if there's any additional data we need.
I just want, I didn't know if I
That's
could really say that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Glenn.
Twitter.
So this was establishing retreat schedule as well as two special workshops. One I would like to have in April, and then our normal budget workshop. So we had some early conversation about the retreat being February 9th and 10th. I think several of you have some conflicts now. So I would like to move that to February 23rd and 24th. I've checked staff is all okay with that, as long as all of you are. And we'll proceed to look for hotels.
I did have a comment on this one. I talked with Donna a little bit about it. If we're looking to standardize the February date, I would have a concern with standardizing it on February 23rd and 24th, because now if there's conflict there, we're now into March. So I would prefer that we standardize on a February 9 and 10 with a backup of the end of February.
So earlier.
Yeah.
From a staff perspective, it's for budget, and so as long as we have it by the end of February or 1st of March, we're okay.
Yeah, but if we plan the date to be the 23rd and 24th, we have less of a window to play with for an alternative date based on budget timing. Is my only thought there.
So, I have a question. When you say standardized for now and evermore,
So we would just target the last weekend in February was my thought, so everybody can kind of get it on their calendars and plan for it. There still may be someone that has a conflict, but I think as long as people have, you know, that in mind, it's kind of like the budget workshop. We usually have that the second weekend in August, and everybody kind of knows to plan for that.
we kind of have a drop, well, I guess we have a deadline for this too, but we kind of have a drop dead deadline on budget, so I think that's part of what drives it. I
Well, what
guess-
drives this is budget too,
Yeah, I
because
get it.
we're working on budget, and departments need to know kind of your guys' priorities as we move forward.
It just sort of bothers, I mean, I was happier with February 9th, 10th than we originally on that date. You know, for different reasons, I'd rather just, you know, target is a better word than standardize. To me, target is an objective, standardize is what we're gonna do. And then frankly, you know, target the first part of February and leave it at that. Because hopefully that works, and if it doesn't, then it's the latter part of February. But, and that's pretty much what we're doing now, but, you know, if it helps to read something official or say something, but I mean, I'm happy with what we have. It's always working.
No matter what date we pick, if we want to change it,
We can.
We can look at it.
I can, I'd rather that the window be, maximize the opportunity. If I've got a window from February 1 to February 30th, and I've got a drop dead of March 3rd, well, I'd much rather have it in the earlier part of February than to plan for it in the 30th and try and wedge it in between the 30th and the 3rd.
As long as we're all kind of have in mind a target date,
Yeah.
that's really what's important.
so we're talking about the second weekend.
Second weekend?
Target to be the second weekend in February,
That's
Which is a
fine.
risk.
after the
because that-
Super Bowl.
That could
Yeah.
also be Valentine's.
It can be Valentine's Day, that's why I was looking towards the end.
I love my city.
I'm not going down that road, I am not going down that road.
The marriage ceremony on?
I love you too, honey, whenever you watch this.
And then now we have one more, we do have a economic development deal for the
Yes, sir.
closed session, so we'll
We
still
do.
have that.
We still have one item.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we'll reconvene at 7 o'clock in council chamber. 7 o'clock, call tonight's meeting of the Louisville City Council to order. First item of business is the invocation given by myself, and followed by the pledge to the American and Texas flag by Mayor Pro Tem Daniels. You'll join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Public hearing, number 1. Continued public hearing. Consideration of an ordinance granting a zone change request from Light Industrial District to Warehouse District on 6.68 acres bounded by East Valley Ridge Boulevard on the northeast side and Mario Court on the west side, and an ordinance granting a special use permit and 4 associated variances on the above referenced land. The recommendation is that the City Council continue the public hearing to the January 8th, 2018 City Council meeting.
Continue the public hearing until January 8th.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Visitor Citizen Forum. At this time, any person with business before the council not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the council. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. Mayor, I've received no cards.
Okay.
Consent agenda. All of the following items on the consent agenda are considered to be self-explanatory by the council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. For a citizen to request removal of an item, a speaker card must be filled out and submitted to the city secretary. Mayor, I've received no cards.
Okay. And TJ?
Move to approve excluding 8 and 9. I need to step away from 8 and 9.
Okay.
Or do we want to just have me walk away?
Just 9's not.
So-
Oh, sorry, 9's on the other. So, or do you
Well,
want to
just
just have
say-
me walk away and you guys do the consent?
What's the legal part of it? So you need to walk away?
He needs to abstain on 8 either way.
Okay, either way, you can stay in here.
I'm gonna walk away and then you guys can get past and we don't have to bring it back up.
Okay.
Okay.
So move to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 8 to be considered separately. Really? Okay, well, move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
There you are.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We're down to number 10,
8.
8,
8,
9.
number 9.
We're down to number 9 then?
Consideration of an ordinance amending section 2-201 to amend the solid waste and recycling rates. Pursuant the Waste Management Franchise Agreement, the cost of service rates are to be adjusted annually by the percentage increase in the DFW Consumer Price Index for the preceding 12-month period. The current CPI for the DFW area reflects an increase of 3.2%. Thus, the cost of service rates will be increased by 3.2% beginning January 1st, 2018. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption.
Okay, do you have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, City Attorney?
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Louisville, Texas, amending the Louisville City Code, Chapter 2, Section 2-201 fee schedule by amending the fees for solid waste and recycling services, providing a repealer, severability, and effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're down to item 10.
Consideration of an ordinance amending section 15-35 to establish the posted speed limit on Valley Ridge Boulevard from Mill Street to State Highway 121 business. Because of the existing roadway conditions at the intersections of Mill Street and College Street, and in accordance with the Texas Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices and standard engineering practices, staff recommends posting the speed at 40 miles per hour on Valley Ridge Boulevard between Mill Street and College Street. Also, staff conducted a speed study on the existing section of Valley Ridge Boulevard between College Street and State Highway 121 business, and the study indicated that the speed limit be increased to 40 miles per hour. The Transportation Board recommended approval by a vote of 6-0. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption.
Okay. We have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, Counselor?
This is an ordinance of the Louisville City Council amending the Louisville City Code, Chapter 15, Section 15-35 by amending the speed limit on a certain segment of Valley Ridge Boulevard, providing for repealer, severability, and a penalty, providing an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay. And I want to thank all the people that sent me emails about the speed limit out there. And I was a member of that group that sent one to myself, so. Item 11,
Consideration of an ordinance adopting contractor registration requirements, creating a contractor registration board, and amending the fee schedule to reflect the fees required for registration, and consideration of the appointment of members to the contractor registration board. The proposed ordinance will require an annual registration to track contractors serving our community. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the ordinance as set forth in the caption and appoint the members of the Zoning Board of Adjustment to the Contractors Registration Board.
okay. Have a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Mayor, just a quick comment. I really appreciate staff digging into this. I know I've gotten several emails this past year of residents complaining about various projects that were incomplete, not done, or plain flat not allowed within the city limits. And I know this puts staff in a bad position, and it puts homeowners in a bad position. So I think this new ordinance will help to clean that up. And I appreciate the work.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Counselor?
This is an ordinance of the Louisville City Council amending the Louisville City Code, Chapter 4, by adding a new Article 15 outlining a registration requirement for certain types of contracting, inspecting, or testing services, and creating a contractor registration board, amending Chapter 11 by deleting Section 11-5, signed contractor requirements, and replacing it with a new Section 11-5, and amending Chapter 2, Section 2-201 to reflect the fees required for registration, providing for repealer, severability, and a penalty, providing an effective date, and declaring an emergency.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Item 12.
Consideration of the dates and location for the 2018 City Council Retreat, standardizing annual City Council retreat dates and upcoming workshop dates. Council previously approved February 9th and 10th as the dates for the 2018 City Council Retreat. Staff is also requesting consideration of February 23rd and 24th as possible dates for the retreat. Council consideration is also requested for standardizing annual retreat dates for future City Council retreats, and consideration of April 23rd and August 11th for future council workshops. The recommendation is that the City Council finalize the dates and location for the City Council retreat.
Mayor Pro Tem Daniels?
Make a motion to approve?
Okay.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do we need to have any direction on these?
Mayor, let me just make sure I understand. So we are setting the new date for retreat is February 23rd and 24th. A special workshop, April 23rd, and the August 11th budget workshop. And in the workshop, we talked about there would be no standardization to February, that last weekend in February, and we would just target mid-February for retreat in the future.
If you want to, we could target the second weekend in February. That'd be somewhere between 9th, 7th through the 13th or something like that.
Around Valentine's Day, okay,
It'd be before Valentine's Day, that's what I remember now.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
and then again, if we need to change that, we'll just change it.
Future council will change it, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, do you have enough
2019,
direction on that?
2019, the second weekend in February will be February 9th.
Okay.
So it won't be a
Well, I mean, for in the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we just have the motion clarified? Is it to reflect what was just said, that the City Council?
I think everything that was just said is actually in the,
February's not really.
It'd be the future stuff that wasn't there about the second weekend.
okay, I make a motion to approve the 2018 council retreat dates of February 23rd and 24th, as well as the upcoming council retreats with target dates in the future as discussed.
Plus,
Workshops.
I mentioned the workshops already. Did I mention
well,
those?
if you're amending your motion,
What?
if you're changing your motion, go ahead and complete it.
Okay, once again, I make a motion to approve the February retreat dates of February 23rd and 24th. Also the special workshop dates of April 23rd and August 11th. Also with the target dates of the future retreats in mid-February.
Second.
Are we covered now? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Now we're down to reports. Okay.
So Mayor and Council, I would like to introduce Joey Grisham. He's our new Economic Development Manager. Today is his first day, so be really nice to him. Joey comes to us from Rowlett, where he was the Assistant Director. Before that, he was the Economic Development Manager in Irving. And prior to that, Economic Development Director in Keller. Joey also has a lot of experience working with the city of Granbury and other downtown organizations, so he brings to us a lot of experience in economic development. Actually, he's one of the few people who has a degree in economic development. So with that, we're going to be working together, and hopefully you'll be seeing a lot of him. And anytime that you need something, I'm not available, Joey's your man. So, Joey, would you like to say anything?
I look forward to working with everybody. The city has a tremendous reputation, and I look forward to working with Nika and Richard and really a great staff. So look forward to carrying the city forward. So look forward to it.
Okay, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You have 4 hours and 45 minutes of nice left.
Okay, nothing? Tim?
Nothing, Mayor.
Chief?
Nothing, Mayor.
Okay, lake level.
Mayor, we're about 2 feet, a little bit more than 2 feet below the conservation pool level.
Okay, we'll work on that in the next few days. Okay. Gina? ACM? Out there? Eric?
I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday.
Yeah.
Nothing from me, sir.
Okay.
Mayor, I just want to remind folks as we get through the holiday season, you guys have a wonderful holiday, by the way, whatever one you celebrate. I will be staying local, which is always good. But as you start looking into the new year and you're looking at upgrading your home, our PEP program has started up again. So great opportunity to work with the city to do property enhancements. Just go onto the city website and look for property enhancement. You'll find it there. But that might be a great way to kick off your new year with a new project. Other than that, have a blessed one.
Okay. Done?
Yes, sir.
Want to welcome happy holidays to everybody, and to any travels you have, be safe. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. So MCL Grand, we have some live performances coming up. Texas Smooth Groove Holiday Concert with Tom Braxton, Mark Harper, Fingerprints, and Tony Red. That's on December 22nd. And you can always go to mclgrand.com to purchase tickets online. I think that concert could sell out. That should draw a good audience. Texas Tunes will kick off in January, as we do usually. 2018 season opener is Jimmy Dale Gilmore and Colin Gilmore.
No relation.
Both on stage together on Saturday, January 13th. And in the Black Box Songwriter Series, we'll kick off 2018 on February 19th with Eric Smith, who, if any of you go to the acoustic jams on Friday nights, you know Eric real well. And of course, mentioning acoustic jams every Friday night with the Visual Arts League, seeing a lot more posts showing up on Facebook of people who are learning about acoustic jam and finding it's quite a surprise and quite a good show. Hold on just a second. Excuse me. Art exhibits. We have The Gift of Art, which is a collection of art created by local artists, which are also for sale. And that's in the MCL Grand Main Gallery through December 30th. And many well-known participants, especially from the Visual Arts League, and modesty prohibits me mentioning anybody else. Holiday Magic runs through December 30th, and that's in the MCL Grand North Corridor. And otherwise, wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, make it good. Just remember those who maybe aren't as fortunate as you are, and see if you can give a helping hand some way. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
I too would wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I started this past weekend with a quick trip to Indiana. I got back, but my luggage did not. But anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Okay. Counselor? Officer, thanks for your service to the community. Go ahead, Julie.
Closed session. In accordance with Texas Government Code Subchapter D, 1, Section 551.072 Real Estate Property Acquisition. 2, Section 551.087 Economic Development, Deliberation regarding economic development negotiations.
Okay. We'll now go into closed session. We'll reconvene. Is there any action to be taken?
Move to adjourn?
Second?
We have a motion second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.